week off.
Oh, okay.
Good morning. We are sitting around our studio getting high and thought, what the fuck, let's turn on the live stream, right? So this is Ryan Pearson from Wake and Bake with Ryan, and I'm your host, Barry LaChance, as always. Thank you for staying tuned, and of course, stay lifted.
On goes.
Thought we would remind everybody that tonight, instead of movie night, the four of us are going to be playing marble chess, putting together this marble 3D puzzle. That's so cool. Comes with a helicarrier.
Oh, I know.
Comes with Scott's van.
Yeah.
We're going to put that together, and we're going to be having a 4-way chess tournament amongst stoners. Now, do you remember what we're doing tonight?
No, I do. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, getting stuff off the ground here. So yeah, we just made it through another year, another ridiculous celebration of the birth of God Superman. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was an alright weekend. Went to the girlfriend's cousin's, smoked some weed.
Yeah? Big weed smoking family, or?
No, they're younger, like they have young kids, so not really. Like
just you and the girlfriend smoke a bunch of weed?
Pretty much, and then Anna went out for cigarettes.
That's fun. Yeah. So man, last week there was so much that came out. Like we couldn't even encase it in one show.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll be going through more and more this week as we go. Again, anything we talk about in this channel, you always have to keep in mind we're going to be spoiling stuff, whether it be the movies we pick or Marvel content. So we are always on spoiler watch because we don't know where our conversation's going to go. We might accidentally tell you something about Spider-Man or Hawkeye or The Matrix or Snoops or anything else that we may get things on. We have a couple new images that I'm going to show you tonight or today that, unless Zach actually watches this when he wakes up, which I doubt he will, he won't know about till tonight. So the first one is
nice.
that time. The next one is
The Grinch was right.
I made that one yesterday. And then obviously a little better of a spoilers one that you can read it a bit better for our good friend Zach until I make a video that says spoilers. So those are some of the new overlays I designed yesterday but this by far is my favorite.
The Grinch was right.
Here's to all my Marvel geeks and fans and friends. Yeah, we watched a lot of stuff last week. Like
we did, yeah. There's a lot going on.
You know,
it's sad that there's no Marvel now until February, but
well, I mean, good opportunity to catch up on 90s era Marvel and lots of time to rewatch this content. And yeah, so there's still, I get that there's nothing brand new, but man, we missed a lot as we watched these, and it's probably a good time to start rewatching some of this content.
Fair enough.
And it was horrible. None of my family or none of my wife's family has watched any of this. So I spent the whole I was like, what? No one has seen Spider-Man, Hawkeye, or Matrix. Like, no one. These are the 3 most popular releases of the last 6 months, and no one has seen them. You're going to suck. But it's understandable. You can't go to the theater. You can't do a lot. Well, you can, but it's not as much fun.
Yeah, no drink, no food.
Yeah, again, not commenting on the reason why there's no drinks or food, just reporting on the fact that if you want to go to a movie theater in Ontario, Canada, it isn't as nice of an experience as it once was. Yeah, we're just getting high in the morning, saying hi to some of our fans and friends. Remember, at any point, if you type bongo time in our chat, whether it be on YouTube or Twitch, we will indeed smoke bongs, as well as we'll just keep smoking bongs the whole time that we're down here. Yeah, right. Feel free to smoke a bong. I'm just going to make us look a little prettier. Oh, that's
okay. Everyone.
I forgot I put overlighting back on. And that's a lot of what we do here. Is, man, you cough a lot. My wife is so going to be awake now. Nah, she's been asleep for many, many, many hours. All right. That should make the foreground look a little better, and I forgot to do this. There we go. Now we're not just all blurred out and blinded out. So yeah, in case you didn't see that earlier, tonight we are going to be putting together this 3D puzzle of Avengers New York, which for some reason, though it's the Avengers New York, it again comes with Scott's van. Like, it's weird that Scott's van gets.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have been in until Civil War.
Well, exactly, right? So we have the weird pieces in here are, well, the helicarrier, that kind of makes sense.
That makes sense for Avengers.
Is that a shield building or a Hydra building? That's really neat. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun putting this together, but not until after we play some Marvel chess. A few months back, when we opened up our new studio, the Unmasked Physicist got us a great gift for our studio, and that was a Marvel chess game that we're going to be playing tonight. Me, you, Drew, and Zach. So I think it's going to be me and you versus Drew and Zach, or me and Zach versus you and Drew, and then whoever wins of those, it'll end up being you and Zach, obviously.
Yeah, I just said, don't make me and Zach play first.
No, and that's exactly what I said the other night. I'm like, I mean, I might have a small chance if I get lucky. No, I mean, like, against one of you, I might have a small chance if I got lucky. I do play chess, and I have, but I mean... Sure. No, yeah, the better matchup is it'll probably be you and Drew and me and Zach, and then you and Drew, Zach can beat each other, and Zach will inevitably win the 4-person tournament.
That's the only person I lost to, other than some Asian people in elementary school in Ontario.
Ryan was in chess club and playing basketball, and I was skateboarding and hitting balls. I don't know. I gave up on the sports thing in high school pretty quickly. When I got high, started watching movies and figured out skateboarding and acoustic guitar got me just as much attention from the high school girls, like the girls in my class and stuff, as getting up at 6 a.m. to hit balls and go play 2 ball games a week at a town that no one gave a shit about. Like, wait, I can smoke weed till 5 a.m. and get up and women like me more? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, look at me now. I'm 40 and smoking weed on the internet, so I'm sure everything worked out for the better. And something else we briefly talked about, that we will, if our fans have a movie or film that they want us to check out, they can, it won't be every film that ever gets suggested, but we will keep a tally and a running thing, and as people suggest them, if we get one suggested over and over again, maybe it'll get added into our movie club as well. Today we're not really talking about any specific movies. We're just here having a couple bonds before we go start our day. Hey, out of all the things we talked about, I want to talk more about The Matrix so much. So I mean, I can't really talk about The Matrix. We didn't put it in the title, and I don't want to spoil things for people. But without saying too much into the spoiler round, I just want to say what a great movie it was that we got to watch. Like, they just put together a really fun film, and for any plot holes you might find in it, it really is just a really fun movie.
No, yeah, like if they would, I like it better than the third one they put out. So I wish they.
You mean the 2-hour fight between Neo and Smith?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I wish they would have put out this instead of that. Like I think that would have ended this trilogy really well.
Well, I mean, the without spoiling the overall plot or story, they gave us. Everyone wanted them to retcon the last ones, but instead, I think they're trying to find a way to live inside their own lore and not have to do anything jarring to make their old properties not relevant anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Think about it this way: if you put all this time and effort into this trilogy, and they're your babies, like you think you got out what you wanted to, even though you had to, give up some things to the studio. Mm. When your entire fan base then says, "Hey, like you have to change everything about what you put out before and make something whole new, and like even kill your old creation in this by saying it didn't happen." Mm. Do you know what I mean? Like you're asking someone like Lana Wachowski, which she has been through not a weird, but I'm sure weird just means not normal. Yeah. And her life has been roller coaster of different things going on and emotions, obviously, with her transformation and her comfort inside the realm of Hollywood, going from transitioning from male to female, and both of them doing it. And, you know what I mean? Having to give up a lot of what they wanted to say in the first movie. So I think this might have just been more of a, like I said the first time we talked about it, this is a big screw you. I'm making my movie.
Yeah.
And I get caught up in this side, the Marvel side, where I believe on this side, we own part of this. And I've said this before, where I genuinely believe when it comes to Marvel film and Marvel content, we do own part of it. We get to be the way we are with this. But something like The Matrix, even though it meant so much to so many people, they didn't try and sell it back to us as this gigantic franchise and this product, right? Marvel sells a product and says, hey, if you want to be part of it, you have to buy this product. You know what I mean?
True.
Matrix is just telling us a story from, at one point, two people's angle.
Yeah.
Now, I'm guessing primarily Lana's, but both of them are still involved in the production of the movie. It's just Lana's directing alone.
Yeah.
So, like, her sister is also, like, they own the Courtesan production company, I think it's called. I might be entirely wrong. Sorry if the one person out there watching is like, hey, you're dumb. I'm not dumb. I just forgot what the company's called. I think it's Courtesan. Lana Wachowski and her sister own, I think that's what it's called. So, like, her sister's still involved in production. But, yeah, I think this was more a love letter to her vision and a note to us saying, listen, just let me make my movies, and if you don't like them at the end, don't watch them.
I don't know.
You know, like, Tarantino doesn't change his scripts because fans want to see something happen.
That's true.
Right? And we don't expect him to. We take his movies as he makes them. In fact, I don't even the ones I don't love, I don't analyze down to what he could have done differently. I say, you know what, him and I didn't see eye to eye on this one. Like The Hateful Eight, not my favorite film. I keep rewatching it going, am I missing something? But, but in this case, I would hold the Wachowskis and The Matrix more along the lines of a Robert Rodriguez in his more indie days and a Tarantino versus trying to keep them here, even though the reason we can put these together is because it's geek content and it's big budget.
Yeah.
Massive budget geek content, right? So, but that doesn't make it a Marvel film. And I think we're allowed to be shitty about Marvel films, but we're not allowed to be shitty about this because this is a creative work of art.
No.
And though these are works of art, they're ones that we...
And with my theory of literally, like I've told you, movies, they wait like 5 or 10 years for a sequel. It usually doesn't turn out well. So with that said, like I usually go into these movies not expecting much anyways.
If you expect to be disappointed, you never will be.
Exactly.
Remember, she said that like 10 times. That was like the underlying, like, I can't believe the third plot thread of this whole film was her becoming a mild optimist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right? Like, that's the I agree that typically if we don't have a lot of examples, like, and the ones we do started as big Hollywood budget films, so like there was no art to them to begin with, like Independence Day.
Yeah.
Did you expect a good follow-up to that? Like,
no.
It's an alien invasion movie that just happened to be an epic tentpole movie that's so in a summer that just happened to be memorable. You know what I mean? Like, Independence Day, if it was released any other time, might not have made it that big. It just happened to be that place that time. It was huge. Wicked. World loved aliens at that moment.
Yeah.
But 15 years later, Independence Day 2. Why the fuck do I want to see Independence Day 2? What follow-up am I looking for?
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
And they tried to make it fresh, but like if Will Smith, I mean, I know he doesn't do... Does he do a lot of sequels? No, he doesn't do sequels at all, really, does he?
He wasn't even in Cinco. It was supposed to be his son, yeah.
No, I know. But everyone else is. Okay, well, that's dispensing a lot of belief that the only person not available for this is Will Smith. In other words, Will Smith read this piece of shit and went, there isn't an amount of money that I'm going to do this for.
Pretty much.
and he did Gemini Man.
Yeah.
And that other film with his son that was just...
That wasn't that great either, but...
That's great. That's the most generous thing you've ever said in your life.
Yeah, it wasn't good though.
No, not at all. Yeah, this is what we do on this channel. We just sit here and shoot the shit about older films and stuff. So I have watched over the holidays. I've been watching 94 or 92. Excellent.
Yeah.
Like I'm just all like I rewatched, but I've been picking like our arcs, so I've been trying to write down which arcs I want to do. And I thought the High Evolutionary was like a 2 or 3 part arc, but it's not. It's only a fucking single episode.
Mm.
But it tells so much fun about the history of Wanda and Magneto and shit. So it's only a single episode, so I might just throw it in on an add-on.
Okay.
Because there's 2 or 3 single episodes I want to do because I know everyone gives season 5 shit, but I mean it's my favorite season. It's random. They just tell whatever stories they want to, and all the stories are good comic.
Is that when Quicksilver and Wanda like find that like human animal place and Magneto's there?
Yeah, so you're thinking of Bova is their nanny that gives them to their parents.
And it ends up being Mystique, obviously, right?
No. Bova is a real character. She's really a bovine human. The High Evolutionary has a small place on Earth for a period of time where he's making hybrid creatures.
Sure.
The High Evolutionary is kind of like a cross between Magneto and Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
He's a scientist. He's smart. He's evil. He wants to recreate all things in his image.
Yeah.
Perfect beings, as he calls them. But he tricks Wanda and Quicksilver into, because they don't know Magneto's their
father at the time.
Well, they say natural father, but I think they were trying to go with what do you actually call that? Shit, now I can't think of it because I have one. What is the technical term for when you're talking about biological? They're using natural instead of biological. Okay. But yeah, they don't know at this point that Magneto's their biological father. They just found out that Magna is their mother. And if you twist the story of what happens, it's Magneto losing his temper at the townsfolk and inadvertently killing their mother.
Yeah.
So they tell them that story, but they don't tell them that it's his father and that it was because of the townfolk attacking that their mother actually died, not because of Magneto. Just his anger got out of hand, and in protecting everyone, she was collateral damage as well. I mean, I'm putting a nice spin on it because it's a comic book, and comic books are crazy and realistic, so you can find that divide.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah, they trick them into catching him, and then they become all buddy, and then Quicksilver's like, "Go fuck yourself, I'm out of here."
When does 97 come out? You know, or is there been any talk of it? Or
I don't think we have an official date by any means.
Right now. Probably 23. 700.
I mean, it's the fact that they're going back to the old animation style. And then after watching this, I questioned which animation style they're going to do. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, or season 5, where it does change. Not a lot, but like Rogue looks different. Depending on how far away you are from her, she looks different.
Okay.
Up close, they all look a little different and softer and no hard comic lines inside the design and stuff. So,
sure. Yeah, I can see us going with a modern cartoon look. Like, I don't like.
They said same animation style and most of the same voice actors.
That's cool. I like that.
Except for the fact that it's been 30 years. So.
Some of them are probably dead, but probably get the main
some
ones.
of them just probably don't sound the same.
Or that's true.
But it should be fun either way. So I just binged a bunch of X-Men to take away Boxing Day, and
nice.
So that was how I spent it. It was fun.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
The problem again, I want that algorithm I asked Zach to build me, because I would be watching I'd watch them both at the same time if I could have them play one episode each all the way up.
Spider-Man and X-Men.
But I just I like both shows a lot, but X-Men means so
Why
much
don't you?
to me.
All right. Well, then that's then I'll probably pick the crossover episode, so then we can watch both.
That's a single episode.
No, it's 2.
Is it 2? Yeah. Oh, right. It's kind of one on theirs, one on his.
Yeah, because he finds Professor Xavier because he wants him to cure his. He's turning into the spider, right?
All right. Well, then this Wednesday, Ryan and I and
might even be a 4-part.
Probably Drew will be talking about. Yeah, we'll just start a new one. I'm sure we can all watch it in time for then. I'll figure out which episodes it is, but it's going to be Spider-Man cross 94 Spider-Man, 93 Spider-Man crossed over with 92 X-Men when he ends up teaming up primarily with Wolverine. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll watch those episodes. Other episodes or arcs we have in the bag that we're going to be discussing over time are Apocalypse in Time, and which season 5 he gets another episode. Okay, you know the guy that's up on Asteroid M,
Yeah.
not Corsair, the other guy that like is apparently blows it up.
Okay.
The Apocalypse comes back from the astral plane and takes over his body. It's just such a weird episode, like Temple of Doom episode with Jubilee and Beast, like just really, really ultra weird episode.
True.
Yeah. Wait, where was I stopping there? I was saying
One of my favorite ones was from 5. I think it's 5. Is when Magneto builds a chamber that it can advance their superpowers, and then he puts Scott and his brother Havoc in it, and then they can control their powers. He doesn't have to wear his glasses anymore because he's advanced.
I do not remember that episode at all.
All right, we're gonna have to check this out at the office.
All right, well, we've got a whole bunch. Yeah. The other one, sorry, is Soldiers, 6 Forgotten Soldiers, and of course the Sinister Six. There's a whole bunch of really great arcs, and then after those ones, we'll move on into Batman Beyond and Superman Unlimited. Oh, what other comic book cartoons are there? I guess we could technically
There's
do Ninja
Hulk.
Turtles.
There's Silver Surfer. There's
Oh right, I don't think I really.
Fantastic
liked it.
Four.
Oh my god.
The '94 cartoon, not the movie. It was about another movie at least. But
I think Spider-Man and X-Men is going to.
they were the most popular.
They'll be our primary focus, just because we.
Hulk,
we
I
both
think, was
love
the
them.
third most popular. But yeah.
No, Batman Beyond.
Well, if you go DC, I'm thinking Marvel. But
No, I mean we're talking. We got to eventually cover some DC properties.
yeah, no, DC was popular. I'm just saying, yeah.
Like,
Third was probably Hulk for Marvel.
The next
cartoon.
major DC release, we'll do a Wednesday night the way we did these ones, and we'll talk about DC properties. Like,
Yeah.
anytime someone wants to talk about DC properties, they can bring it up in the chat.
Yeah, the original Batman.
We'll talk about it. In fact, I have a half-hour diatribe on why Green Lantern isn't that bad of a movie. And yeah, bongo time.
You know what's another DC that we can talk about?
What's
You
that?
probably like. You wrote a song about it, didn't you? Darkwing Duck.
Oh, right. I did not write that. That is literally the theme song to the show.
Okay. No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
My band, Bigfoot
Covers.
Portal Crisis, covers Darkwing Duck theme song. And it's it's a really fun thing to cover. I'm going to. Oh, wait, we're live right now.
Yeah.
That's our live.
But yeah, like Darkwing Duck, I was gonna say, and Batman Beyond kind of had a similar style to it. Back in the '90s.
Darkwing Duck and Batman Beyond.
Not the original Batman. Sorry, not Beyond.
I'm like,
Original.
whoa, that's a weird.
Yeah, Beyond was after the original. I remember watching the original when Darkwing died.
Darkwing Duck. I'm stoned. I don't know if I'll be able to actually find it. Darkwing Duck is a really fun show. I watched a couple episodes of it. Don't play. I guess I can just pause it now. This is how we don't get caught for infringement. You can talk while I do this.
It was both those shows had some interesting ideas, like the Plant Man. I believe there was a plant.
The
Supervillain
very
2.
first episode, yeah.
Well, obviously there was Ivy and.
No, I mean Darkwing Duck. The first episode is the plant.
guy.
Yeah.
And he had the Launchpad crossover from the Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales.
Yeah, I forgot that they come over, which is really weird because what's the Duck continuity? Oh my god, we should totally watch it all and figure out the Duck relative continuity. Because Scrooge McDuck is Donald's uncle. And the boys, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, are Donald's nephews, but also Scrooge's nephews. I'm guessing great nephews.
Yeah.
I don't know where Darkwing fits into this, but he's a rich duck. So, I mean, he at least has to know Scrooge in real life.
Well, I think him and Launchpad, and then if you go back to DuckTales, I think Launchpad's cousin was the dude that dressed up in that gear. I don't remember his name, and he was trying to be a superhero too. Remember, he had a wheel, and we'd go into like a
No, I don't remember this in depthly. Which I mean, and this is where a part where like Zach does make a good point. Okay, but no, now I want to do the Duck relative thing. No, okay, but Zach makes a good point that we cover a lot of stuff that's 20 and 30 years old. Even though we cover everything new in geekdom, we also end up negating a lot of the current other parts of fandom going on. So maybe we should. No, let's keep fuck it. Member berries. That's what I love about this channel. We literally discuss this stuff out loud. If you pay attention closely, once in a while you can even hear about upcoming music video shoots and behind the scenes stuff because we honestly just forget that there's cameras.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, we just forget that anyone's out there and we smoke bongs and get high. Let's see, who are we smoking today? Let's break out the gas. Oh no, where's my grinder? Oh, right there. We can go upstairs.
Was that high octane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got from Justin too. Thanks. We'd like to thank Mad Dab out there for always sponsoring our weed. Definitely check them out and grab some weed from them.
Yes, he's correct. All broadcasts are at least in part sponsored by Liquid Chrome, local bong shop here in Barrie, and everybody will have a video. We should go over there in the next 2 days and just be like, hey guys, can we just come in and shoot some stuff and just like do a walkthrough video with our gimbal so that we can cut it for this.
Fair enough.
Okay. We'll do that. Like our grinders, our bongs, our torches, our dab rigs are at least in part supplied by Liquid Chrome through discounts, like what they give us for the show specific. And obviously work we do with them back and forth because we print all their stuff because not only do we do this stuff, we are a full service merchandise print shop and do a whole bunch of fun stuff there that I guess we should probably start filming some content for that as well.
Sounds good.
Like today we made t-shirts. Here's a video of it.
Do we have anything to make today?
No.
Okay,
We're actually going to today we're going to fully disassemble the screen printing press.
Okay.
I mean, fully disassemble. It's going to get messy up in there. So we got to click it. So ADHD brain, moving the screen printing press. Here, I want to describe to people what it's like having ADHD because I just saw a video on this and this is how my brain actually works. So if our initial task is moving our screen printing press.
Oh, Evan asked for about the hats, so I should follow up with him.
Yeah. But okay, so if our initial task is moving our screen printing press, we're going to call that this task. But first, we have to clean off the workbench and clean up all the ink. So there's clean off the workbench and clean up all the ink. Well, but before we do that, there's a bunch of stuff in the bathroom that has to be moved so that we can clean these products. Well, all right, that's pretty way down right now. We also have to move the desk. So we're going to call this moving the desk. Okay. The desk has to get moved. The desk is where everything else is. Now, but first, to move the desk, we have to clean off everything in the studio. And then we have to move everything off the desk. We have to find somewhere sturdy to put our very heavy heat presses and such. So you mean like by the time we get to actually moving the screen printing press and desk, we'll have worked for 6 hours. Did I bore you that much?
Yeah, no, so
And as you can also see, we even have a hard time in the middle of things keeping the direct focus.
Paying attention isn't our forte.
I medicate for it, which keeps me somewhat in line, but still
I smoke weed for it. It kind of helps. It got me through school.
But on that
high
note,
scores get high.
Study high, take the test high, get high scores.
Yeah.
But on that note, we're going to shut her down and we are going to head to the office and do some work. And we're going to be back here at 9:30 tonight, playing chess, putting together a 3D puzzle and playing a really it was bought because it's childish, but a really child level matching game for after we've done a bunch of edibles and smoked a lot.
Oh, yeah, we can bring that as well.
Oh yeah, we're doing all three.
Okay, cool.
You really don't. Wow.
I thought we were just putting the puzzle in chess, but yeah,
I
we
guess
can
you
bring
were
it in.
pretty wrecked on that Thursday.
Yeah, me and Zach had a lot,
Yeah, so
and we were trying to get Drew high.
again, not even realizing the irony that they do 3 times the amount of bongs trying to blow it at Drew, which never actually works on Drew, but they end up really stoned and forgetting why they were doing it. So on that note, I'd like to invite everybody to you got anything to say to them?
That pretty much sums up what me and Zach tried to do to Drew.
I bet you have anything to say goodbye to.
Oh, happy bongos, everyone, and hope you enjoyed your holidays, and we will be back soon with more content.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned and stay lifted.